You've seen the nice cool sights of the waterfall over here, but then once you get there, you see a mysterious tunnel. And I didn't come all this way to not check out the mysterious tunnel.
To me, it looks like a black hole, but Dave is going for it. We may not see Dave again. Oh! I'm Dominic Damaski.
And I'm David Fedor. Join us as we explore the fun things to do on and off the trails of Western Pennsylvania.
And remember, your next adventure is just a biker hike away.
All right, this episode we're on the Great Allegheny Passage. We're on the Youghany River Trail section.
I feel like we're in the middle of the woods.
Well, trust me, the trail is right behind us, right over there. We had to climb this hill to go to these huts, which look like something out of The Hobbit, but in reality, these are the famous Connellsville coke ovens. So the coal was converted to coke, shipped onto a train, shipped down to Pittsburgh to make Pittsburgh steel.
The steel that made America.
That's right. So you don't build America without Pittsburgh steel, and you can't make Pittsburgh steel without Connellsville coke. This area had 35,000 of these. 35,000 of these. Yeah. There's a sign over there that was made by Boy Scouts to teach you about the stuff up here, which is really cool. But if it wasn't for all of this, we wouldn't have all the infrastructure of the country. It's awesome. So yeah, at one point, there were more millionaires who lived in Connellsville because of all the booming business going on around here than anywhere else in the world.
So can we ride this town and see Connellsville?
Yeah, man, we'll hop back on our bikes and we'll ride the trail back down, go into Connellsville, see some cool stuff, talk to some cool people, have a good time.
What a perfect day to ride. I appreciate you getting me out of the house and out on the trail.
All right, so one of our next stops is here just beyond mile marker number 91, the West Yough Bridge Scenic River Overlook. It's an old railroad bridge that was converted to the Scenic Overlook because it was out of service and they wanted to make use of it, and now you can ride right out over the river and check out the view. Oh, American flag right there. Check this out, Dom.
I wonder if people jump off this in the summer.
I mean, I would probably discourage jumping, especially with those rocks down there. Oh man, that's not deep at all.
No, not deep at all.
But in terms of views, man, that's a nice one. And you can see the trail. We're gonna keep going that way towards town, right along the side of the river. Things you need to check out on the trail. Stop number 2, definitely here, the West Yough River Overlook.
Scenic Overlook, a beautiful place. You don't want to miss the sights. You want to appreciate the moment. That's what me and Dave are doing here. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining. Why not make the most of this opportunity?
Wow, what a view. All right, let's go back on the trail. All right, so next stop is the Youghany River Park. We're gonna meet up with Youghany River Trail Council President Ted Cavalli. He's gonna tell us some information about this section of the Great Allegheny Passage.
We were one of the few cities the trail actually goes through.
Now, the Yough River Trail is part of the Great Allegheny Passage Trail. How's that work?
Correct. We tied the segments together over a period of the last 20 years. We are the original Yough River Trail. Beyond us is the Whitsett section, which is right at it butts up to us. Next is the Westmoreland Yough Trail, and then the Mon Yough Trail. And it gets into the city, which is the Steel Valley Trail.
Okay.
So all of those are little segments of the Great Allegheny Passage. They decided to make one big name So the Great Allegheny Passage was started by Linda Box. Linda's a big contributor, big donation person through the Regional Trail Corporation. And she wanted to have a name that she could tie to all of this and make it a marketable trail for a lot of people to come and see. And it's worked very well. We were named the #1 trail in the Rails and Trails Corporation. They named us the very first River of the Year and Trail of the Year. So it runs from Pittsburgh, the point in Pittsburgh, all the way to Cumberland.
Okay.
That's 137 miles, I believe it is.
How many miles are you overseeing?
Right now we have 23 miles. We have the city here, which is about 1.5 miles inside the city. Going north, we have about 11.5, and going towards Ohio Powell, right to Bruner Run, we have 10.5 there.
Now, something that's got, as somebody who travels the trail all the time, I'm biking and things like that, I've noticed you guys do an amazing job. What people from out of the area might not know, there's a million trees here. Trees fall down, trails get washed out. How the heck do you maintain all those miles?
I've got a wonderful group of volunteers. In fact, you just saw 2 of them just earlier here. They're taking care of the 3rd Street section right now. They're out there 3, 4, 5 days a week. We get to do it all for free, that type of thing. And then we have the master, on this one side, we have the master trail. You can see this, like West Newton, there's another one of these to attach you to the next part. And when you get to Ohio Powell, you'll see the next section to take you to Confluence and Myersdale and Rockwood and things like that.
Which way do the mile markers go? How do I know if I'm going towards Pittsburgh or if I'm going towards Maryland?
They start, mile 0 is in Cumberland.
Okay.
All right, and the last marker is at the point, right where the fountain is in Pittsburgh. That's the last mile marker. So they get progressively higher as you go towards Pittsburgh.
So Connellsville, in relation to Pittsburgh, where are we?
Right now we're between 88 and 89. We go from right outside of the city is 87, and right up where our buildings are is 89. So that you can see, this tells you what miles it is to this, things like that. But it doesn't tell you what mile marker that is. So you can see Boston is 39 miles to Boston, Homestead. Pittsburgh's 60 miles from here. So that's a good day's ride for pretty good riders to get from Pittsburgh to here. So we are a great overnight place.
They probably stay in Connellsville, I would guess.
We try to encourage that as much as possible. Lisa, we had a hotel that got built here about 5 or 6 years ago, and they didn't make a go of it, so it was taken over by Comfort Inn. So they're doing very well right now, and it's a great facility. It's got a little indoor pool. It's got big windows that face the river, so it's got a great overlook. If they want to camp, we have a bike camping area right up the hill from here. As you first come into Connellsville from Pittsburgh, you'll see it on the right-hand side before you come down into Yough Park. We started that 12, 13 years ago. It's a free camping area, and they've got some Adirondack shelters and stuff like that, so they can stay overnight, and we provide electricity for them. We've got an all year-round fountain, so they get water all the time. We have an outdoor toilet that's we call it the SST, the sweet-smelling toilet. So as long as you keep the lid down, it's fine. If they keep the lid up, it's not so great. But we also have grills. They can cook it like that. They're only about 100 yards away from a grocery store, so they can get supplies and things like that. So we try to provide as much as they can and will need at that little facility.
Nice. There's so much to see on this trail.
Right.
Like in every square mile of it, left, right. Like right here, I'm seeing bridges, I'm seeing a bridge, geese, fishermen, and these cabins. What do we got going on here?
This is run by the local historical society, the Connellsville Historical Society. The president right now is a good friend of mine. She taught with me when I used to teach it here in Connellsville. This is what they call Crawford's Cabin over here, and this is the spring house. Supposedly, this is the original settlement of Connellsville. Colonel Crawford married Zachariah Connell's daughter, and Connell named the area his areas because it was named after Connellsville. But they've developed what they think was the original homestead. of what this all is. The pavilion was added a few years ago so they could have they have a little thing they call Braddock's Crossing. I guess General Braddock, when they were fighting the French and stuff like that in Pittsburgh, they were going through this area, and a couple of brothers had a ferry system. So they would ferry the soldiers across here. Of course, they got to the point now where they didn't need the ferry because the water was so low, so they just took everybody across. But George Washington supposedly was with them. He came through here also. And every June, at the end of June, they have a festival here, we call it Braddock's Crossing, where they actually let people cross the river like the soldiers and stuff did.
What do you think, for people that aren't from around here, they're going through Connellsville, they're on your trail, what do you think is something they need to know?
Well, the trail has saved us by when I took over the trail, we were in debt. We were very much in debt. The city was $600,000–700,000 a year in the red. And the last 2 or 3 years, they've had fund balances.
Yeah.
Because of the business the trail has brought into town. So if they want to come into town and help us out, we would appreciate any money they would like to drop into our local businesses and stuff like that. We are constantly revolving. So if they would like to leave us a little note, put something on our webpage, we have youghrrivertrail.com as our webpage. I try to put things on there for them when they're coming into town. They can get a bike loop, they can get maps of the town, what's available here at the campground. There's a link to get into the hook into the Comfort Inn here in town. So the biggest thing would be is we're known for Coke, but that's passé. So it used to be the Coke capital, but not anymore.
What would you like them to know? What would you like people to know Connellsville for now?
Right now, they're known for tourism.
Yeah.
They're known for place. The town is a wonderful place to live. When my wife and I first moved in here in 1971, we got a couple jobs to teach, and we figured we'd be around here a couple years and we'd move on. Well, that was 50 years ago. We're still here. Yeah. So we found that it's a wonderful place to raise kids. The people are just the greatest. They'll give you the shirt off their back. You ask them anything, they'll tell you anything they know. They'll help you any way they can. We look out for each other. It's a wonderful community. It's cheap.
The way you're selling this, you might have overcrowding soon.
I hope so.
Ted Koval, Yough River Trail Council President, Connellsville Ambassador, wealth of knowledge. We appreciate you so much. Thanks for taking the time with us. Thanks for teaching us the things we didn't know. Just great meeting you today, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for doing this. We need all the help we can get.
Thank you for being an Armstrong customer. As your internet, TV, and telephone provider, we continually invest in our state-of-the-art fiber optic network across 6 mid-Atlantic states to meet current needs and stay ahead of future demand. Our employees are your family, friends, and neighbors. Their dedication to customer service sets us apart as an industry leader. We believe it's our responsibility to be good community partners through sponsorships and outreach programs like Breaking Bread. Why Armstrong? Unmatched employees, unmatched customer care, unmatched fiber network.
We have brochures and pamphlets and menus and stuff on the inside. We have people climb up on top and they get pictures taken. The kids love it.
Is that allowed? People going up and taking pictures?
Absolutely. In
Yeah.
fact,
You can climb up and stuff?
yeah. So you want to do that?
Yeah, I do.
There they are in all their splendor. So this is probably one of the things you want to do when you come to Connellsville. Climb up on top of the convention.
Wait, now how do we get down, Ted? How do we get down?
We're heading east right now. My counterpart Dave has a little problem with east and west, so we're heading east.
East right down 3rd Street.
You'll notice how well labeled the trail is here in Connellsville. Connellsville is welcoming. That's what we learned from Ted.
This is the hotel that they were talking about, that
Yeah.
Ted was talking about here.
Hey, people could stay right there.
Yep. All right, let's ride this way.
All right. Dave, when bike trails are this beautiful, why do you think so many people are afraid to go out and actually test out the trails?
I don't know. They must just not enjoy life.
So many people these days sit at home playing video games, watching TV, binge watching shows.
I mean, granted, I do a lot of that myself. I just like a good balance. Look how beautiful these flower beds are. They're not even finished blooming yet. That's the Connellsville Garden Club takes care of these.
This city is welcoming. We got picket fences, beautiful houses, nice people like Ted. What else do you need?
Yeah. A really cool television station that produces excellent television.
Now, I'm understanding this strip right here, Dave, is like a main strip of restaurants in the city of Connellsville.
Yeah, so we're coming up on Crawford Avenue. We got a lot of things that are all set to the bikers, to the tourists that are coming through. We're on the Great Allegheny Passage right now. We've got a red light here, obviously you want to stop, but you can see up and down Crawford Avenue, you got trailside treats right there. You got Bikes Unlimited, bike shop.
One of our favorite places.
The Kickstand Kitchen down there. So, and that's one of the bridges that goes over the other side of town. So this is the west side of Connellsville. Cool artwork over there on the Italian Independent Social Club. So here we got a green light, we can go. So yeah, lots of things to stop at and do right here in the heart of Connellsville. We're gonna keep going though, because we got more things to see. Check out that.
Connellsville has castles.
That's cool.
It's amazing how many treasures there are that people just don't know about when you get out though. I think that's one of the reasons why we decided to start this show. There's so many things in your own backyard sometimes that you don't even know are there.
Yeah, and one of those things right now we're gonna come up here on our right is the Allegheny Glass Company. So they do artistic stained glass, and some of their stuff is featured in like works of art and in that arch that we drove through, all kinds of cool stuff. So that's coming up right here on our right. And one of the things that I love is in the back of their building, they have those murals on these silos. Check out how cool those are, man.
Amazing.
Lots of stuff you don't even know they're here unless you get outside and get on your bike, man. So we're coming up to the waterfall next, right?
Well, we're going to cross the neat little bridge up here. It says mile marker 88.
Yeah.
Where'd we start? Around 93?
Yeah. So I wanted to start at 88 and stop at 90, but then when we were researching, you were like, no, we got to go to this waterfall. And I was like, oh, I guess we should go to this overlook. So our day trip kind of got extended a little bit, which is good.
So many people don't realize this is what's going on the bike trail. It's not dirty, it's not muddy. Here we saw restaurants, we saw people fishing, we saw a lovely town with picket fences.
Yeah, and you might go to this trail, the Great Allegheny Passage, farther down, and it's like this. It's more wooded areas and things like that. So wherever you get on this trail, you could see something new.
Yeah.
Or see something that you haven't seen before.
Like we taught, or a different time of year. Maybe you see the leaves changing in the winter or the spring or whatever.
I'll tell you what, fall's my favorite time of the year. This is spring, we're filming this right now. I cannot wait to get on these trails again and seeing all the different colors of the trees. Oh man.
You see how many trees there are here. Like, it takes teams of people like Ted's organization to take care of this.
Yeah.
I've ridden on these trails before where there's giant trees down.
Yeah, and
And-
every trail, every town, every state has people like Ted and his team doing this, keeping this and maintaining this for us to do and ride on for free. It's incredible. So donate if you can.
Volunteer if you can.
Volunteer if you can.
Yeah, sometimes it's not always about money. Sometimes it's about your time too.
Yeah. Or at least get out and do the stuff
Yeah.
and take advantage of their hard work. All right, what are we coming up here?
Looks like another bridge. I think we're going to be to one of my favorite bridges here soon. And the bike trails have adopted them. They take care of them. And now they're beautiful paths to ride your bike across.
Oh, wow.
I feel like I'm on a freeway.
I know.
Hey Dave, you mind if we stop and check out this bridge?
I do not mind at all, Dominic. Let's do it.
Dave, this says Sheepskin Trail here. It says mile marker 87.
Mile marker 87 right over there. We're 2 miles outside of Connellsville. So we just rode 2 miles from, where we were just talking to Ted. And still on the Great Allegheny Passage. You wanted to check out this bridge.
Yeah, I thought this was fabulous to look at, so interesting. So I thought maybe we'd go get a little closer. One of the things about bikes and hikes is sometimes you got to get off your bike and actually hike and explore something else.
Yeah, for
right
sure.
off of a trail is something so interesting, so beautiful. Why not try to enjoy it?
Yeah, I definitely love the architecture and just the awesomeness of seeing this bridge.
I wondered.
Oh, wow.
I wondered.
Oh, get down. You're making me scared.
I thought for sure you'd want to go out there. I didn't know.
I don't know. I don't do heights too well.
Okay. And I don't know that we should, but
No, I don't think we should at all.
okay. No. Look at that, the bridge right over another set of tracks. Tracks there, tracks over here.
It's cool stuff, man.
One more thing I wanted to see today. There's a waterfall not too far from here,
Okay.
and I really think we should check it out.
All right.
Okay, we got to be close. It's got to be low because it's coming down a hill.
I might do like a supercut edit where I just, every time you say it's got to be here
It's got to be
soon,
close.
it's got to be close.
Got to be close. Here's Dom, time 50. I went here one time with my dad and my son. My son was about 5 years old, just old enough to ride a bike, and he made it a couple miles here.
Nice.
Was my son a real trooper back in the day?
He must have been.
Yeah, geez.
Or that waterfall that you saw dried up.
Nah, it must be this clearing. You have to walk down in on the right-hand side. This might be it.
Oh, you think it's coming up here?
I do.
Oh, I could hear something. I could hear the, oh, Dominic! You were right.
Not so bad, huh? And this guy didn't believe me.
It does exist.
Dave, you think we should go down and check this waterfall out?
Of course. Hey. Yeah, there's no, oh, there's like a tunnel thing down there too.
Okay, let me try to climb this way. We made it! Yeah. Now I do want the fist bump. Dave finally gets his fist bump.
You gotta earn the fist bump. It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. It's better than I remembered.
I want to go down there.
Dave is our resident explorer.
Well, you've seen the nice cool sights of the waterfall over here, but then once you get there, you see a mysterious tunnel. And I didn't come all this way to not check out the mysterious tunnel.
To me, it looks like a hole, but a black hole, but Dave is going for it. Like a space-time continuum.
Oh man.
We may not see Dave again.
His run on Bikes and Hikes was short-lived as he entered a black hole tunnel and never came back.
Oh!
And that's why you don't do that.
Come on back. Oh man. One thing Dave can tell you firsthand now is when you have rocks like this near water and the rocks have moss on them, they might be slippery. And Dave just found out firsthand.
And now I get to bicycle back 7 miles soaking wet, uphill. Bikes and Hikes.
Did that hurt? Or
Yeah.
should I not be laughing?
All right, that's all the time we have for Bikes and Hikes. I want to thank Ted Cavall for being our guest and telling us all about the Allegheny River Trail and this section of the Great Allegheny Passage. Had a lot of fun, saw a lot of cool things.
Dave got a little bit wet.
Yes, I fell into the water and wasn't necessarily the ending that I had hoped for or planned, but you know, hopefully it made for good television.
And we enjoyed ourselves. The one thing you got to remember is there's memories to be made just a bike or hike away. So get out there, enjoy yourself, step out of the comfort zone, and try something new.
And be safe when you climb on slippery, wet rocks. Thanks for watching.
This is a photo spot.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many thousands of photos have been taken here. People just want to be under the arch and have their picture taken. So we'll stop, we'll be up here working something, and somebody say, can you take a picture? Oh yeah, we'll come down and snap
Our
the
cameraman's always trying to take
Yeah.
selfies
Yeah.
and position himself like that.
This is the photo spot. Yeah, this is it.